Watcher have just made the absolute worst decision possible. They're going to be moving away from YouTube in favor of starting their own streaming service, which is just going to show their own shows, which they've been showing on YouTube the whole time. I watch these guys, so I'm genuinely shocked by how bad of a decision this is, and it seems like a lot of people actually agree with me. Firstly, if you don't know who Watcher are, they were, I guess, a YouTube channel run mainly by three people: Ryan Bergara, Shane Madej, and Steven Lim. These guys originally came from Buzzfeed, so you would predominantly know Steven Lim from Worth It, and you would know Shane and Ryan from Buzzfeed Unsolved, a show that I really liked. I think it was the only Buzzfeed show that I personally watched. But they decided they could do something bigger and better if they all just started their own YouTube channel, which they did, and it's been very successful. It's a great channel. They have lots of different shows on there, which they run in seasons. The main reason that I started watching, and why a lot of people started watching, was because of Ghost Files, which is similar to Buzzfeed Unsolved, but I would say is actually much better than Buzzfeed Unsolved. They took that concept and they expanded it and they made it great. I'm talking like you know what that show is, by the way. You might not. It's a ghost hunting show, but not like Ghost Hunters. It's more fun than that. It's kind of lighthearted, but also they do somewhat take it seriously in that they don't fake, at least to my understanding, any kind of evidence. And you know that because they don't get the crazy people getting thrown across fields and stuff that you would get in some of the old school ghost hunting TV shows. Some of their other big shows are things like Puppet History, where they have a puppet talking about history. I haven't watched that one myself, I'm sorry. They've got Mystery Files, where they talk about mysteries. And they have Too Many Spirits, where they get drunk and they read scary stories sent in by fans. It's really funny. There's a ton of other shows, and they also have some things that they started but they didn't really take off, so they dropped them in favor of other shows. But their stuff is all really high quality. And now they've posted this video, Goodbye YouTube. Obviously, when I saw this in my notifications, I immediately clicked it. I was like, I have to see what's going on here. Are they quitting? Why are they quitting? Because I had seen that they had posted some things that didn't really do that well. There was 2 podcasts I think they tried to start at the same time, and they didn't really take off. One of them was about roller coasters, and I guess it just wasn't that big algorithmically, YouTube wise. There was nothing actually wrong with it. It was decent. It was just something that was kind of hard to pick up because people weren't searching for stuff like that, or it wasn't very clickable. So I thought maybe it was because of stuff not doing well. They were just like, we're not going to do this anymore, but I was also hoping it was clickbait. The video starts off with this sentimental piano music, and it's edited and filmed very strangely. And because of the way that it's edited and because of the music, I was like, alright, yeah, it is a joke. They're just gonna do this like sad piano music thing, and then they're gonna turn it around and be like, psych, we're not actually leaving, we're bringing in this new thing, and we got new shows, and we just wanted to trick you. So I was like, okay, cool. But then you get further into the video, and it continues, and I'm a few minutes into the video, listening to this sentimental piano music and them talk about how much they love YouTube and their history of being on YouTube. I'm like, this bit is going on for a little long. Like, it's going on long enough that if this is a bit, it stopped being funny once they deliver the punchline. And I think you're gathering by now the punchline never comes. They're being fully serious here. They talk about how much they love YouTube, how much they have loved YouTube, all the things that they loved about it. But then go on to say, because of advertisers and the pressure that comes with that, and potentially not being able to make enough money to fund just how expensive their production is, given the high level of quality of their content, that they feel that YouTube is not the right space for them. And I feel so strange saying anything bad about this because I don't want it to come across as if I'm like hating on these guys or anything, because I'm not. I love Watcher. I do love Watcher, and I don't know them, but I do respect them as content creators, so I'm not trying to crap on anybody here. But it just felt strange to be like, we love YouTube so much, but we have to move over because of advertisers. It felt like a way of trying to frame it as we have absolutely no choice but to leave YouTube to start our own streaming service. Because that's what they're doing. They're starting their own website. In fact, they've already started it. You can sign up right now at watchertv.com. You can sign up for $59.99 per year or $5.99 a month, which is quite a choice, quite a decision to be making. And it feels strange. And I really have to wonder how much research they actually put into this before they decided to launch it. I'm not talking the technical research of how do we technically pull this off and legally and all that. I'm talking about how much demand is there actually for this, because if you hear people speak in the real world, everybody is sick of having to sign up for separate streaming services just to get one show. And all that's going to be on watchertv.com is their shows that have already been on YouTube. Granted, they say that they want to expand and make new and bigger shows, something that they can't do with the funding that they have on YouTube right now, which I also question a bit, but we'll get into that. But people are sick of having to sign up for multiple different subscriptions, and yeah, $5.99 doesn't sound like a lot to them, but it is a lot for some people. Not everybody has $5.99 to give to this subscription, and $9.99 to give to that subscription, and $12 to that subscription, another $7 to that subscription. People don't have the money, and even if they do, they don't want to give the money. That's the big part that's missing here, is they think, well, we've priced it as low as we can, so surely people will sign up. They probably won't want to, because as soon as you put something behind a paywall, it's a conscious decision to sign up every month for that thing. Not to mention the fact, like, as I said, that is a lot of money for some people. Like, for example, when I live in Ireland now, but when I lived in Macedonia, I made a good salary in Macedonia. I made about €400 a month, and that was a good salary. I did not have $5.99 to spare to pay for somebody's YouTube channel. And I know at this point it's not a YouTube channel anymore, but it's been on YouTube up until now. It's a YouTube channel. You're a YouTube channel, but you've just decided to put it on your own website. Maybe if it was put onto Netflix, I could subscribe to Netflix and then get loads of different shows plus the Watcher shows. But as it stands, at that point in time, I would not have the money to do that. People watch YouTube because it's free. Why would they start paying for something that they've gotten for free up until now? I mean, look at some of these comments we have. With peace and love, I think this is a horrible idea. No one wants a high quality production. We love the silly little blue and yellow text screen from Unsolved.
I just didn't know poorhouses were a real thing.
They were big across the US. There was these things called the poor laws.
We were never here for mind-blowing production value. According to CNBC, 62% of US Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Your audience is overwhelmingly young people within this demographic. This is perhaps the stupidest choice you could have made. I mean this in the kindest way possible. I'm not buying another streaming service. There's no money for another charge from yet another sub-service. I'll miss you. I don't know a lot about business, but I would suspect that a global cost of living crisis might be a bad time to impose a paywall upon your fans. I have scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. I've gone from top comments to newest comments looking for positive comments, and I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to make a point. I can't find any. Nobody agrees with this. And if they do, they're a very small minority. And it's understandable why people wouldn't agree with this. It just is a very tone-deaf move, given the state of things right now, given the state of streaming services, because streaming services are failing, and it seems like a lack of understanding of your own audience and your own content. They've said that they rely on advertisers, and that's holding them back from doing more and bigger content and producing more and doing what they'd like to do. But if you're not making enough money to fund bigger projects, why don't you just hold back on some of the stuff? Why don't you just whittle it back for now to the shows that are doing really well? Puppet History, Ghost Files, I think Mystery Files is doing pretty well. Bring it back to those shows, refine those, maybe lower the production cost a little bit, because people are still going to watch it. You can even put out a video explaining why you're doing that. Get rid of all the other shows for now that are not doing so well. Keep focusing on those core shows and making them as good as they can be. And then when you have those to a level that is sustainable, then bring in one show at a time. Try and reevaluate what worked before, what didn't, and how you can improve it to make sure that you get the most people watching as you can, and without losing money on it. There are ways to do this that doesn't require a paywall, and it just kind of feels a little bit like maybe this was the plan the whole time. I don't know if it was, but it just seems like a weird decision, and the reasoning seems weird, and the fact that they tried to frame it as we love YouTube but we have no choice but to do this feels weird. At the end of the video they said, we hope you'll follow us into the next stage of this company, which is watchertv.com, but if not, thanks, bye. And there were a couple of comments that were really unhappy about this. We have this one that says, the energy of, if you can't come, sorry, bye, is really hurtful. They literally say at the end, if you don't come along with us, then thank you. So they're okay with dumping the very fans that helped them to grow to have their own channel. What is their next chapter if they don't have fans? Bankruptcy? I don't understand how they didn't realize it would come across that way, even if that's not what they meant. You're saying, well, this is going to be here for the people who can pay for it and who want to pay for it, and the rest of you, well, bye, this is our final YouTube video. It's just crappy. And it also begs the question, how are you going to continue to grow an audience if you're not posting to YouTube? You need to continually get people to sign up, because there are going to be people who sign up and then drop off. How are you going to get new people? They said they're going to put trailers on their YouTube channel. They said they're going to put the first episode of every new season on the YouTube channel, but that's not enough to make people sign up to a whole subscription service. You have to be really invested. I mean, people sign up to things like Disney Plus or Netflix because there's multitudes of different shows that they can watch. You're asking people to subscribe to a channel to a streaming service where I guess they want to have it with loads of shows in the future, but at the moment it's just their shows from YouTube. You're asking for them to subscribe to a YouTube channel on a website. Them watching one episode on YouTube is not going to be enough for them to feel invested in you and in watching that. People are just going to watch that free episode and go, okay, that was great. And if they really want to, but they don't have the money or they don't want to sign up to another streaming service, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to either wait till the entire season is up and they're going to subscribe for 1 month just to watch that season, to binge watch it, and then cancel their subscription, or they're going to torrent it. That is what's going to happen. Some people are obviously going to sign up, but people are going to trickle away. You will be left with nobody watching this. I'm just really perplexed. Sorry, the more I'm talking about this, the more confused I'm getting. I'm so perplexed by the business decisions behind this. Who did any kind of market research? Who was behind this? Who convinced themselves this was a good idea? Did you have any statistics, analytics, anything to help you make this decision, or did you just go, I want my own streaming service? Because to make a big decision like this, you need numbers, you need facts. You can't just decide this'll work because it will. I just feel like they've doomed their whole business. They've really massively screwed up here. People are not happy. Very few people are going to sign up. They could have done so many other things. Like I said, they could have scaled back a bit, focused on their core shows. They already have a Patreon that has like 11,000 patrons. They could take one of the shows and put it on Patreon. They could even take the debrief from Ghost Files, which is when they talk about the episode where they did the ghost hunting. They could put that on Patreon, make it Patreon exclusive, and people wouldn't be too upset about that because it would be understandable, but you'd still have the main stuff on YouTube for free, as it's always been. You still get the sponsors, the ad revenue from YouTube, but you don't have to hope and pray that people are going to find you and sign up to your streaming service. It's just such a bad decision. They've ruined their business, they've destroyed their business, and I think the only thing that they can do at this point is to accept the fact that they have completely messed up, that nobody is happy about this, that it's not what they wanted it to be, and stick to YouTube. I think that's the only thing they can do. There are obviously people who are very upset, and from the comments who have lost respect for them because of this, but there are a lot of people who will stick around because they like the shows and they'll forgive it. And you will also still be able to grow a new audience and continue to grow your audience on YouTube, something which is going to be very hard for you to do on a third-party website that people have to go out of their way to find. You've messed up, guys. It was a bad idea, and I think you can tell from this I'm not gonna sign up to watch your TV. I love them, I love their channel, but they even acknowledge this in their video. People don't watch all of their shows. I don't watch all of their shows. I watch Ghost Files. I watch all the Ghost Files. I will watch most of the Too Many Spirits and sometimes watch Mystery Files, but I think I've watched like 2 episodes and that's it. That's not enough for me to sign up to your service. I just can't do it. And I think a lot of people are the same. What they've done now is they have opened up a space for somebody with the budget and the know-how to take their shows, to take their ideas and their shows and make their own version on YouTube, because their version is not going to be on YouTube anymore. All you need is somebody else to make their own Ghost Files who has the budget and the ability to do it. And now there's an audience who are left without that show that they like, who are going to be like, oh great, here's this new thing. You've just given somebody else an audience. And it's so dumb. It's such a stupid decision. But here we are. Do let me know in the comments though what you think about all of this, and if you don't want to comment about that, then leave me a comment and let me know if you have any plans for the weekend. If you don't have any plans, you can say that. My plans are fuzzy, but they're somewhat there. I was actually planning today to do a video going track by track of the Tortured Poets department and talking about the meaning behind the songs or the theories of the meanings behind the songs, but then this happened and I just felt like I really wanted to talk about this, so this came first, but I will do that. Do let me know actually if you're interested in that, because I'm not sure if people are interested in that, but I wanted to do it. And also, if you haven't, you can subscribe, turn on notifications. I will be posting that video and I'll also be posting regular videos too, so subscribe and all of that. Like, comment, share. Please follow me on social media, that's the other thing. VangelinaSkov everywhere, and if you'd like to, you can also check out the Patreon or the YouTube memberships. On Patreon you can get exclusive merch and a chat with the other patrons, and there's exclusive benefits and things like that, so check it out if you want to. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Stream Spaceships on Spotify, that's my song. Have an absolutely wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.